My name's James Ayers. I paint oil on canvas. It goes way back, actually. Probably third grade. It was a class that I did. We had a teacher come in. It was all like holiday stuff. So she's teaching us how to draw Santa. So I basically draw Santa out as she, had in the class, and my Santa ended up being better than all the other Santas in the class, and they realized it was better than even the teachers. So it was my first illustration job, basically, was doing Santa for all the kids in the class. So I realized in third grade that I've got a thing here. So a lot of the kids would come to me and be like, hey, can you draw us this? Can you draw us that? And that's sort of my start. I didn't know necessarily that that was going to be like my career, but I definitely knew that there was something, because I was really, art is play, so you're always trying to do stuff that's fun. So when I started to do that, it was so much fun and I was good at it. So I just kept doing it and slowly got better and better and better at it, and then ended up here. A lot from Santa, yeah. It's come a long way from that. So I started with some sort of drawing skill in high school. So I knew I was good at drawing and took a lot of the classes that I could, whatever I could get my hands on. And then realized that I liked to do some graffiti stuff. It was sort of the time, it was like the late 80s or so I would do graffiti. And I realized that I was, getting better at letters and that kind of thing. My brother told me, he's like, hey, you could be a graphic designer. So this is like sort of junior year, sophomore year, junior year. And I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do for a career? He's like, illustration or graphic design. So I applied to Rhode Island School of Design and I got in. And I thought, well, if I'm in this really great school, I'll pursue, some painting. So after my degree project in college was based on Indigenous culture. So I did a series of portraits of Indigenous people. And I basically thought, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this here, I might as well go out to the real world and see if I can turn this into something, a career. So I started painting Native Americans after that. And it could sort of evolve from there. So I was really interested in hunter-gatherer societies. So I would find these images from, this was of course before the internet, National Geographic magazine. So I basically just copy these images of these incredibly interesting looking people. And it started with a trip that I took from Maine to basically Arizona. And I went from reservation to reservation, spending months at a time, in one case on the Hopi Reservation, 2 years, living with different people in their homes on the reservation. And obviously this is the time period that what didn't exist, but I wanted to sort of take it back many years to sort of the 1800s or so, sort of reservation, pre-reservation days, and depict the native people of that period. So it was really paying honor to a culture that, again, this is a really heavy subject matter because you're painting a people who have endured genocide, ethnic cleansing. So I want to definitely focus on being as authentic and as respectful as possible so that the pieces convey, honor and those elements. So it's not really a caricature of the culture. It's really trying to depict history and something, interesting and beautiful about the people, yeah. So. The camaraderie, I think you probably hear that a lot from the artists here. It's unique, there's 100 plus of us here and we do have a shared experience and we all kind of share that with each other. We trade ideas, we get inspired. So that's definitely part of it. And the one-on-one with clients is so important, especially now. The whole market has changed. There's internet, people can find the artist now, and I feel like shows like this where artists can be, around and visible and there to talk to. I think people value that because I'm not saying galleries are sort of in the past, but it is definitely something that is true for this show, that we can come and hang out with the patrons. So that's nice.